Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the match preview for the Watford versus Newcastle game. Couldn't get a Watford fan on, but I've got the next best thing. The wizard of the championship, the amazing Annie from A.H. Robbins Talk. Welcome to the stream.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for having me on, Jason.
No worries. So, Watford, tell me about them.
Obviously, Watford in the championship last season. I had two managers, and first one was Vladimir Ivic, and the second one was Xisco Munoz, who's currently the manager at the moment. They finished second, had the best home record in the league, and by quite a distance, had 50 points picked up at home. That's halfway through promotion form already, and you've picked that up at home. And yeah, it was brilliant how Watford got on towards the back end of that season. Hello, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
But I just thought they were fabulous to watch. But just to get the Ivic talk out the way, they were very bad under Ivic, just for the simple reason because they were very defensive. And the fact that they had Andre Gray, Troy Deeney, Paricha, Success, all these Sema, all these fabulous players up top, and he played this defensive tactic. I think that was the reason he got sacked. But then Xisco came in, and he won 7 games in a row, and Watford finished second, including a 6-0 win over Bristol City, which is not pretty, but had to happen, unfortunately. But yeah, I think they got promoted because they have too much quality, and yeah, I thought Watford were excellent in the championship.
They are quite a decent team. I mean, I remember watching them with Deeney, Andre Gray. I think Andre Gray was quite a decent player for them. He was one player that I did like watching.
Yep.
I've never actually heard of this manager of theirs, but he seems to be doing a decent job. And if you look at the Premier League table here, we got Watford are sitting in 11th place.
Yep.
Wait. Go back.
Stop share.
And we're sitting in 18th place. So just looking at the table there, it doesn't look good for us. On a run of three defeats, 2 draws, but Watford have got a couple of wins in there.
Yeah,
it's not looking
draws.
good. No draws as well. Exactly. Yeah, 6 points. Only on -2, so their defence obviously seems to be doing okay, regardless of their 3 defeats.
Yeah.
Where's this manager come from? I mean, he's unheard of.
Yeah. When Watford hired him, I never heard of him as well. He was the Dinamo Tbilisi manager, I believe. Watford hired him from Georgia, and I was like, right, okay, it's a typical Watford appointment from Europe. They've done that with Javi Garcia, obviously, Quique Sanchez Flores, Ivic, Xisco Munoz now. Obviously, Nigel Pearson was a bit of a standard old house name.
Yeah.
But yeah, it works. Xisco Munoz came in. He kind of reverted from a 5-4-1, from a 5-4-1, 3-4-3, whatever you want to call it, into a 4-3-3. And I remember Xisco's second win of the season, of his time at Watford, came against us, obviously, 6-0.
6-0, wow.
Yeah, 6-0. And he left out Gray. He left out Deeney. He played Sarr. He played Sema. He played Success, I think. And he absolutely showed his tactical awareness, I suppose, and completely battered us. And now they've got extra quality in there. You look at Etebo, look at Sissoko, look at Emmanuel Dennis, as Stephen has mentioned. Look at Danny Rose. They've got some good players there.
Well, I wouldn't say much about Danny Rose, but
No. To be completely fair to Danny Rose, he's been all right since he's come in. He's played. I think he played against Crystal Palace in the cup. They kept a clean sheet. It was very good, and played against Norwich as well. And obviously they won 3-1 away from home. You can't complain about that.
well, yeah. What about another former Toon, that being Musa Sissoko?
Musa Sissoko's first game was against Spurs, and to be completely fair, from what I've heard from Watford fans, he's been average. Sissoko, I think he's going to have a bit of time to gel. One thing with Watford is they've got a very experienced starting 11. Look at King, look at Etebo, look at Emmanuel Dennis to a certain extent, look at Cleverley, look at Gosling, look at Kuchka, look at Musa Sissoko, look at the back, Danny Rose, Messina, Cathcart, Ekong, Femenia, Foster, Backman. Very experienced starting 11. And they had an average age of 30 plus in their last game, which was very high, by the way. And Watford, I think you need that at this level. But what I think is going to be interesting with Watford is how they're going to blend in the likes of Dennis, the likes of Sarr, the likes of Etebo, who's a bit younger, and probably try and build them in along the likes of Cleverley, of Danny Rose, and really put them into the group and gel them and kick on and hopefully stay up. Because I think Watford fans will agree, Watford's aim this season is to stay up in this division. And if they do that, I think it'll be success.
Well, they seem to be starting well. I mean, but then, as we've seen many times, the first season they can have a blinder, but it's always that dreaded curse of the second season that really tests their skill.
Yeah. With Watford, what I'd say to caveat that, because it's Watford, they stayed in this league for 5 years before. They've stayed in this league for a long time, and they clearly can do it. They've got the same owners, not necessarily same squad, but they've got good players there, and I think Watford can definitely stay up. Many people writing Watford off this season at the start of it. Not really writing it off, but more of they're one of the weaker squads. And probably, one of the weaker squads. But it's not a squad which is laughable at and just dismissed completely, because it's a very experienced squad. And if you have experience, in my opinion, if you have experience and a bit of quality, I'm talking about Sarr and Dennis, then you will have a chance to stay up in this division. And Watford are clearly showing that.
Well, yeah. If their formation is, from what it looks on here, they play a 4-1-4-1 formation, and that's obviously seems to be working for them. They're currently playing with a defensive midfielder behind 4 ahead of them. So, I mean, I had them finishing rock bottom, but they're already proving me wrong already.
There's always a chance at Watford they're going to sack their manager for no reason, and then they're going to plummet, and it's going to be chaos. And
wasn't it like Javi Garcia was the first manager to last more than a year?
Javi Garcia. It was the season they got relegated was Javi Garcia, Quique Sanchez Flores, Nigel Pearson, and then Hayden Mullins at the end. And then they obviously hired Ivic in the Championship. I don't think Watford can afford that this season. I think they need to stick with Cisco. I know that's not how they work, but if they stay, they're 11th at the moment. If Watford are, I don't know, 16th at December and have dropped off a bit, what the usual response from the Pozzos would be sack. Get a new manager in. Just bump up a bit, and then at the end of the season, sack. Bring someone else in, and then kick on. That's usually how the Pozzos run. I think Watford fans are used to that, but another thing Watford fans I'd like to tell them is not to buy into it necessarily, as in get into their Pozzo's mentality, because Pozzo's a businessman. They are like the owners, and they want the best for the football club. So do the fans, but not necessarily wanting the manager out just because he's had 2 losses in a row against Manchester City and Liverpool. And I know a draw at Brighton. Like, I know it's tough, but back the manager. I mean, just look at, I know, Oldham, for example. They're rock bottom of the Football League. They were in the Premier League. I know. Weren't they in the Premier League? Or were they? Oldham. I'm pretty sure they were in the top flight for a few years, and then look at them now. Constantly sacking managers, and that's where you can get you. Sunderland. But anyways, that's a different story.
But
just back your manager.
You've seen many other teams that have gone down, and they've actually stuck with their manager, and you've seen within a season or maybe 2 seasons that manager's taken them back up to the top. So they need that trust and have that manager to spend money to rebuild that team. And then
I think there's a stat of let me look at 19-20 teams who've gone down. Norwich stuck with their manager. Watford didn't stick with their manager. Bournemouth didn't stick with their manager. Guess who won the league? Norwich. Why? Because they stuck with their manager. The year before that, 18-19, Huddersfield didn't stick with their manager. Fulham, well, they kind of stuck with their manager because they hired the assistant. Cardiff stuck with their manager, but then sacked him mid-season, and then hired someone else, and then now they're still in the Championship. So the stats show you that if you stick with your manager over the past 2-3 seasons, you generally have a good shot of promotion. And I'm hoping for Watford fans, well, if they do, hopefully not, go down, I think they should stick with Cisco, because he's shown in the Championship he is capable of getting half-decent teams out there.
Well, yeah, it seems to be working well for him. And you're finally seeing an unknown being given a chance, and he's relishing it. I mean, when what was his name? Marco Silva entered the fray, he was quite unknown, and he took the league by storm. When was it Watford he first came into, or was it Hull?
Hull, Watford, Everton.
Hull, Watford. Yeah, well, he did. I think he did better at Hull, and he kind of dipped a bit after that. But yeah. Yeah, basically,
point is, Watford like to sack their managers. They usually get success out of it, but I think this time, they should stick with Cisco.
I think they played pretty well under Nigel Pearson, but they didn't really give him much of a chance. I say, did he really get a window with them?
No, because he was hired, I think, just after the January window. I'm pretty sure he was hired after Watford lost 3-0 to Southampton. I'm saying. No. He lost. Quique Sanchez-Flores lost his job. I think in end of January. So I think Nigel Pearson got the job early February when his first game was Liverpool away. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, Pearson didn't have a January. He didn't have a window. He was expected to work with the same squad. Was 7 points adrift. Nearly got them safe. And, well, I don't think he was going to stay up anyways, because they had Arsenal and Manchester City in the last 2 games. Well,
yeah.
When you have Adrian Mariappa in your defence, you're not going to stay up against Manchester City.
Mariappa, wow.
I mean, Mariappa signed for us. The following. Gonna say September. I think September, and then. Well, he was dreadful, basically.
I think the last time I think it was at Palace. He was
Palace. I think he was Stoke as well. Yeah.
He's but obviously shows by going down the leagues, and his form has just completely dropped. A bit like Danny Simpson for you now, isn't it?
Oh dear, don't talk about Danny Simpson, mate, please.
He was amazing for Newcastle.
Jason, I have a
He
day
was
off school
amazing
tomorrow.
for Newcastle.
Jason, I have a day off school tomorrow. I have to go to the Bristol City game on the Saturday. I don't want to see Danny Simpson starting at right back for us. Don't ruin the mood, please.
But you ain't got no right back, have you?
We do actually.
We
signed
him
him
through your youth.
No, he's 21. We signed him from Carlisle for $500,000. Yeah.
$500,000.
Well, what do you expect us to do? Sign Joe Work for 25 million? God.
Oh, we can't even afford that. We're paying in instalments.
Not every club in the football pyramid can pay 25 million for a player in instalments. Anyways, move on.
We talked about that yesterday. The way Championship clubs can't spend that much amount of money.
Yeah, we were, weren't we? It was sad because it's just I've seen YouTubers. There's this guy on YouTube who covers the Championship football. He said top 6 basically, Champions League, and then massive fall off to middle of the region from 7th to 17th, just basically the same. And then 18th to 20th, again, another massive fall off. And then they all go down. They have the same amount of money. They get more money because of that parachute payments. And then the biggest fall from the 3 teams into everybody else in the footballing league. It's because of Premier League. It's the Premier League, and I completely blame the Premier League for what the financial situation is at City, at Oldham, at Orient. Completely blame them, and I just don't know how we can fix it. But we're talking about Watford.
Watford, yeah. Some interesting stats here. We got Newcastle have faced more shots than any other side in the Premier League this season, 93, and have also the highest expected goals against total in the competition this term of 11.95. Wow,
Jesus, that's damning.
That is just one of Watford's 21 corners in the Premier League this season have led to a chance. Fewer than any other side in the competition. Meanwhile, only Manchester United 8, Brighton 11, and Liverpool 12 have had more corners leading to an attempt than Newcastle's 7.
You can't score though.
We can't score, exactly. That's what Danielle says. ASM has been directly involved in 3 of his last 3 Premier League games. For Newcastle, 2 goals, 1 assist, as many as his previous 12 for the Magpies. This is the first time in his Premier League career he's been involved in a goal in 3 consecutive matches. As I say, he's coming from a midfielder that's being played as a striker. And as well as being Watford's top scorer in the Premier League with 3 this season, Sarr has created the most chances, 9, had most shots, 13, and completed most dribbles, 16, of any Hornets player. He is a beast.
My word. Look, Ismaila Sarr, he should have never been allowed to set foot in Vicarage Road once Watford got relegated. He should have been shipped off to Crystal Palace because he is just way too good. Too good.
He was heavily linked with Man United as well. It was like 30-odd mil there I went on him at that time.
Liverpool as well for 30 million, yeah. My word, he should not been allowed at Vicarage Road again after Watford got relegated because, good God, he was utterly incredible.
It shows loyalty to stay, but he knows he could stay in a Premier. He knows he could be a Champions League player.
Yeah, I suppose, but what I'd say to that is maybe he didn't have any other offers. Probably not because he's such a good player, but
he is an amazing player. I mean, I wouldn't mind having him. Not that we'd be able to afford him. I wouldn't mind having him, but not that we could afford him. think any team would be quite happy to have him.
Oh, yes, please. Bit out of our reach, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, you haven't really got that much funds, have you?
Well, if we're having to fork out Danny Simpson on a free, that shows we haven't got much funds.
Are you having Cabbage Bruce on again soon? Yeah, he'll be back eventually. He's on holiday at the moment. We should be looking to go into the game and try and get our first win of the season.
Because we've got to remember that Watford are a newly promoted team, and that they still have weaknesses, and the fact that they are newly promoted is probably why they were not in the Premier League before, because they weren't good enough. And yeah, I think you can definitely take advantage of it. In fact, I went for a 2-0 Newcastle win. If you remember, on John's channel. But yeah, I think you could do something in this game, especially if, as I said, Watford play attacking football under Xisco. Now, they could leave openings for ASM, Dwight Gale, God forbid, Joe Linton, God forbid. But you could leave spaces for Matt Ritchie and Jacob Murphy, and that's what I'm most interested in this match. The wide areas I am very interested in, because it is almost a certainty that Steve Bruce will go 5-3-2. He'll put
that's definitely.
He'll put Jacob Murphy and he'll put Matt Ritchie on the wing as wing backs, and then Matt Ritchie will come up against Kiko Femenia or Jeremy Ngakia or Craig Cathcart if Xisco decides to go crazy. And Murphy will go against Danny Rose or Adam Messina. All of these players I just named, apart from Jacob Murphy, are all absolutely shattered and are very slow. No two ways about it. They are all very slow. And Newcastle could definitely exploit that. I think maybe Steve Bruce has that maybe pointed out, and maybe has told Ritchie and Murphy to attack and or told his centre mids to split and spread, and Almiron and Shelby, whoever it is you're playing midfield, Willock, to attack those fullbacks, because they are quite susceptible.
Yeah. Well, God. Previous results, head-to-heads. There is a lot of L's there.
If you did, take that comment off the screen.
Let's zoom in on this.
That's 1924. I don't want to know about 1924.
There we go. There's recent. So we won against them on the last time we beat Watford was the 3rd of November 2018. That was 1-0 win. That was after a run of 5 straight defeats. When we last played Watford, we lost 2-1.
Oh, Deeney scored a penalty, didn't he? I remember that.
God, it's not looking good on paper. We have an awful record against Watford. Last time we actually had a decent run against them was back in 2010. And that was in the Championship. Wow.
What season was that? Oh, no.
That's that. Yeah, that was 09-010 when we was in the Championship, when we first went down. And we had Chris Hughton as manager.
Oh, yes, of course. It was Chris Hughton. Let me have a look what happened that season, because I'm very interested.
We remained undefeated at home for the entire season.
Right. And you won the league with 102 points.
Aye, we did.
And we finished 10th. Good old 10th.
Good old 10th.
Jesus Christ. And I'm just seeing when you played you. Ooh. Newcastle with Bristol City. Go ahead. Keep asking me the questions. I want the questions. I am here for questions.
I am just in. I thought we had a better record against Watford, but seeing the head-to-head, Jesus Christ, I am not. It makes me even more worried about playing them. We've won once since. Oh my God! Right, so we won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've won once in 10 matches against Watford. Drawn twice and lost 7. Jesus Christ.
We actually drew twice that season against you lot.
We drew twice?
Yeah, 0-0 and 1-1. 0-0 at St James's and 1-1 at our place.
Wow. You must have a decent side there.
A draw, come on, get in there.
Oh, God. Lost 7, drawn 2, won 1 in our last 10 against Watford.
I think the record on screen there, I don't think it will matter too much because it's very, very, very different sides. They are very different sides. And
plus 2 of them. Plus 2 of them being FA Cup.
Yeah. And the fact that Watford have a new manager, a completely new squad, basically. A bit of more quality. Newcastle have now Wilson. Bit of a change of formation.
Injured.
Willock.
Injured.
Oh. Who do you have? What? Who do you have available?
We have no one. Well, it was put out earlier today that Willock, where his picture of him in a protective boot, it was just to protect him. He was feeling a slight knock, but he should actually be fine. But I'm a bit wary on that. So what we have, Fraser, we have Hayden, we have Sean Longstaff, Jeff Hendrick, Jacob Murphy. We ain't got Matty because he's at Aberdeen. Our midfield has completely dropped like flies. We haven't got a really strong midfield. Oh, we don't know what's happening with Shelby, whether he's going to be back or not.
Miguel.
Miggy, yeah, we got Miggy, yeah.
Isaac Hayden. Sean Longstaff. Shelby. And then bleh. Bit of a bleh. It's not great.
I'm not looking forward to this now. Oh God.
What should we talk about? We need some questions from the chat. Be nice, I think.
Okay, chat. Now's your chance. Ask some questions about Watford. Ask some questions about Newcastle.
Watford. Ask questions about Watford to me. Ask questions about Newcastle to Jason, obviously. No, I did not forget your name.
Go on, then. Go on, then. Let's start us off. What would be your predicted lineup for Watford?
Backman is still not fit, so I think Watford would still go with Cisco would still go with Ben Foster. Geez, you put me on the spot. Kiko Femini came off injured against Norwich when did he come off injured? In the 59th minute. Maybe he was a bit of a knock. But for now, I'll put Kiko Femini in there. It's going to be Troost Ekong. It's going to be Cathcart. Danny Rose is going to play, unless Messina's starting. Kuchka and Sissoko are going to play. Dennis and Sarr are going to play. And it might be Ozan Tufan or Tom Cleverley as a 10 or a bit of a 3-ish and make a 3. Up top, you know what? I'll go with Josh King because I don't think apart from that, nobody really is there to step in and do a decent job. So my predicted lineup would be for Watford would be Foster, Femenia, Ekon, Cathcart, Rose, Kuchka, Sissoko, Sarr, Cleverley, Dennis, and King. And now we've just realised it was the exact same team that played Norwich.
What's that? 4-4-5-1?
4-3-3.
4-3-3. Well, that's definitely us screwed over then, isn't it? What would be my lineup? Well, my lineup. Here we go. This is my lineup.
Win.
I have gone for Carl Darlow in goal. I've gone for Steve Bruce's obvious 5 at the back because that's all he's going to ever do. So I've gone with Richie on the left. Dummett, Lascelles, and Fernandez in the middle. I'm not having Hayden there because he's a bloody midfielder. Manquillo, he's done nothing wrong. I think he's been brilliant, so he stays on the right. In midfield, I'm going with Fraser. Willock, if he is injured, then I'd go with Sean Longstaff because we've got no one else. And Hayden would be my 3 in the midfield. Up top, yes, he's a midfielder, but he's playing well as a striker. I'd go with ASM, and I would drop Joe Linton, even though he did play well. I will admit he did play well, but I want to see goals, and Dwight Gale is the only one that's going to get goals. So I'm putting Gale in there alongside ASM. So that is my predicted lineup.
I'm a bit worried about the pace of that back line.
Well, we have got a load of oldies there.
Dennis, Sarr, and King up against that back line. Oh, dear God.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's not going to go well.
We've got no pacey defenders. And don't even think about mentioning Kraft. Oh, our defence is old and Annie has dropped out. That is probably that typical Bristol connection there. Heard the 5-3-2 formation could be scrapped. About time. False. I hope it is. I think I've been saying a little while that I would much prefer. Well, someone asked me, when did I actually enjoy watching Newcastle play? Yes, I enjoyed the Rafa era. I clearly enjoyed the Rafa era. But when did I enjoy watching the team play? I enjoyed the team playing under Alan Pardew. Yeah, shock alert. I enjoyed the team playing under Alan Pardew because we played a 4-3-3 attacking style of play, and it worked. So I would like to see a 4-3-3 being played again. I absolutely hate this 5 at the back.
But don't you kind of understand why Bruce is playing 5 at the back? Maybe just to protect and maybe the lack of pace they do have in the back line. Maybe just to kind of shut up shop there and not really play a high line and attack, because the pace of that back line. If you come up against a Kevin De Bruyne of Man City who could just play through you, and I don't know, the pace of Gabby Jesus or Raheem Sterling, in this case Ismail Sarr and Manuel Dennis, you would be absolutely torn apart. And I don't think that's something Bruce would like to do. And I think maybe it would be understandable when Callum Wilson comes back. But the only real attacking threat you have now is Alan Saint-Maximin.
Well,
and
yeah, exactly.
I don't think with the fact that you have only one singular attacking threat, I don't think he'd go for an attacking formation.
That's how low we've gone. Where's that? Yeah, Almiron. Yeah, I've completely forgot about Almiron. Again, if Willock isn't fit, I'd put Almiron in the middle there. But otherwise,
you need some balance. You need some balance in that midfield, though. Because if I put Hayden in there, great. Then I put Willock in there, fine. Then maybe I'd go for a bit of a box to box. My word, Fraser is not box to box.
I think Willock covers that box to box area.
But Does he track back and no?
Yeah.
Does he put a tackle in and breaks up play? Does he?
Yeah, Willock was doing that all of last season.
Then there we go.
He is our box-to-box midfielder. But then again, so is Hayden. He likes to. It's. Oh my God. We haven't signed a centre back since 2018. Did you know that?
That is just. I can understand if you have young centre backs who are very good and very promising, but my word, you don't have young centre backs.
We had Kel Watts that was doing pretty well in pre-season, and then we go and ship him out on loan.
Kel Watts is a good player for League One level. He's not. I don't think he's Championship quality. I don't think he's definitely not Premier League quality.
I would have given him a shot in the Championship because last time he was on loan at a League One club, and he kind of did pretty well. I don't know exactly what his stats on him, but he was in League One last season.
I think it was Plymouth, wasn't it? And Plymouth had the worst defence in the league.
God.
And now Plymouth have one of the best defences in the league. Exact same league.
Great.
Without Kel Watts. So
great. But yeah, Miggy, I'll put in for Willock. Or if not, I would actually keep Miggy on the bench just to have maybe take Gal off if he's not doing much after the hour mark. Put Miggy on there, have ASM and Miggy up top. Bruce likes swapping players in positions. Maybe have those two up top. Could be worth a punt. Keep a decent player on the bench, maybe to have some sort of an impact sub kind of thing. I don't know, but yeah, that would be my 11. What do you think about Gale starting?
I don't think Gale is a Premier League quality striker. I think you should have sold him when his stock was high at West Brom when his loan spell ended. And I think Rafa should have been able to identify the fact that Gale wasn't good enough. And, well, he didn't. And it went wrong. Maybe even Bruce should have been able to identify, because Gale played against Bruce in the Championship, and maybe he thought maybe he's not good enough for the Premier League. I don't think he's good enough. I don't think many people in the world think he's good enough for the Premier League. And sadly, I don't think Dwight Gale thinks he's good enough for the Premier League. Whether he gets a move to the Championship now, I don't know, because at his age, well, I don't think many people want to take up his high wage demands. And, Dwight Gale is aging, and I don't think he might be the same player anymore. He's definitely going to get me. If he came to Bristol City, he's going to get me 10, 15 goals a season. Bang on. Absolutely no questions about that. He's going to get me 10, 15 goals. But if you look at the financial side of things, I don't think it's worth it completely. And then I think Newcastle have been dealt a very harsh situation with Dwight Gale and how his contract has run out. No, his contract was running out, but then obviously you signed 3-year deal for a 31-year-old. I mean, really.
Checking out his recent valuation. He's actually, according to the new transfer market, he's actually worth around about 3.5 mil. So can you afford 3.5 mil for him? Is he worth 3.5 mil?
I think he is worth 3.5 mil. Maybe a bit less, maybe about 3 mil. But I don't think anybody's going to pay that simply because of his wages. I think what Transfermarkt, which I use as well, by the way, so Transfermarkt is a great website, doesn't take into account his wages. And, well, Gale is earning a pretty hefty wage in Newcastle. And, I don't think the fact that 3.5 mil, maybe what Newcastle are after, plus the wages which Dwight Gale will be looking for, it's not going to be worth it. Plus his age as well. I don't think it's going to be worth it.
Yeah, I've been quite a supporter of Gal, but I've tried to defend him so much. He can't really do it in the Premier League, but I think, as you said a few months ago, Gal is the cheat code for the Championship. Even at his age, he can still bag a shit ton of goals.
Yeah, completely. And he did that. He did that at West Brom. Yeah, it is completely time to move on.
Yeah. Stevens' team would be Darlow, Manquillo, Lascelles, Fernandez. Look, I want to see Lewis play, but I've gone for Ritchie because Bruce is going to go for Ritchie. I think Lewis is a fantastic player, but we're not seeing him.
But what I contradict to saying with Lewis is very young and great. He could grow. I would definitely not put him against Sarr. Not against Ismaila Sarr. If he was up against
pace,
huh?
Pace for pace.
Positioning for absolute destroyment. I mean, good God. If Lewis is out of position for 1 second, Ismaila Sarr is going to punish him. And, well, he is most likely going to be out of place because he hasn't played much football. And he's still young, relatively young. And maybe he did well in the Norwich team, where fullbacks were really high up the pitch and just attacked. Maybe that was the plan all along for Norwich, and then maybe sell him for a high fee, but it's not going to work out in Newcastle.
Well, he was planned to go to Liverpool, wasn't he? Because Liverpool were after him, but he eventually came to us, and he's gone again. Stephen, what else do you say there? Hayden Willock, Jolinton, Amaron, ASM, and Gal in a 4-2-3-1. Drop that. Even a 4-2-3-1 would be pretty decent. 4-2-3-1, a 4-3-3. Personally, I'd see a 4-3-3. I'd have Gal, ASM, and Almiron up top. Jolinton. Well, the only thing that annoys me with Jolinton, he did have a good game. I will admit that. I gave him a rating of around a 6. Against who did we play? I drowned my sorrows too much. Who did we play? We played Southampton. That was 2-2, and then we played Leeds. That's it, Leeds. I thought he played really well, but then it's just his finishing that really annoys me. He has a habit of shooting at the keeper. He won't shoot to the side of the keeper. He won't try and go underneath the keeper. He shoots straight into the keeper's arm, and that's what annoys me about Jolinton. So I would probably bench him, maybe come on as a sub, but still not going to do much good. He's been here for 3 years, and he finally scores his first header, and that was in a pre-season, and he still hasn't done anything since. So if I was to play a 4-3-3, I'd go for Gal, ASM, and Almiron until Wilson comes back. Then I'd probably go for an ASM, Wilson, maybe Gal as well.
Gale did well because he had J-Rod up with him at West Brom, and also because he's a good goal machine. Fair dudes there, but he also had J-Rod Rodriguez, who made very good runs, and also provided goals. And I would say that Joey Rodriguez at the moment is a better player than Dwight Gale by a long shot, because look at what Jay Rodriguez has done. He's starting most of the time for Burnley. He scored that incredible goal at Old Trafford where he just beat De Gea on his left foot and put in the far corner. Great goal, but
he got 4 the other night against Rochdale.
Yeah, and now maybe the fact that Ashley Barnes is getting on a bit, maybe J-Rod could step in and do a job because look at J-Rod right now and look at Dwight Gale right now. and two absolutely massively contrasting players, and who are different in their career paths and just different all around. And I'd say that Rodriguez has been more successful. What a depressing match preview.
What a depressing match preview. The team depresses me enough as it is. Go on to our predictions then. As always, I don't always stick to one prediction. I end up doing a win, loss, and a draw prediction. Then I say which one I'm leaning more towards. So you go from a Watford point of view. What would your Watford win, Watford draw, Watford defeat be?
Watford defeat 2-0 Newcastle.
And if Watford were to win?
2-1 Watford. And draw 1-1.
Can I even think about a win? Maybe. Oh God. Let's see. We have. How many have we scored? We've scored 6 goals. Watford have scored 6 goals. Okay.
But Watford are very clinical.
They've conceded 8. We've conceded 13. Oh God! I will. Okay, if we were to win, I'd probably go 2-1. Lucky, maybe a late winner. Draw 1-1, and a loss 2-0 Watford. But I'm leaning more towards a 1-1. I think we can get 1-1 against them.
Yeah, maybe so.
Maybe. God. Watford's main threat, I think we all know the answers to that.
Tom Cleverley, yeah.
Tom Cleverley. Jesus.
Sorry. Ben Foster.
Ben Foster. I probably would have said, I was going to say Ben Hughes. And who the fuck's Ben Hughes? Will Hughes.
But he's gone to Palace, hasn't he?
He's moved on, yeah. I mean, we was linked with him as well I think it was a swap deal. Yeah, it was a swap deal for Hayden that we was going to get Will Hughes. Trying to get Will Hughes in, yeah. But no, I think I would have kept Hayden instead. Yeah, I think Sarr's obviously our main threat to watch out for Watford. Any other players you think are going to be ones to watch for Watford, be a threat?
Emmanuel Dennis up against Jacob Murphy. And you know what? Let's go for a bit of a left field one. Let's go for Juraj Kuchka, the central midfielder, who is, how do I describe him politely? Who's a bitch. He's gonna bitch at you all game. He's not gonna stop yapping. And I think he's gonna get into Newcastle heads. Red card or 2, who knows?
God, I said that. We could barely play with 11, let alone 10 or 9. Any threats at all from the Newcastle team? Minus ASM. Exactly.
Joe Willock. Who knows? Maybe Joe Willock.
Yeah, if he can pick up some of that form that he had last season, Joe Willock would be quite the threat. I mean, he was getting into great positions. He was scoring goals with his head as well as his feet. That's the Joe Willock I want to see again. But, I mean, there are some saying that this could be like another Kennedy appointment where we had Kennedy on loan for half a season, done brilliantly, and then we had him for a season loan, and it went absolutely to pot. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen because I really like Willock. I think he's a great player.
I do too, because I think he's a great player.
Young too, which is a bonus, and you get that feeling that with those pitches that are flying around, thinking, "What have I done? What have I done?" Hope if we can just get rid of Bruce, maybe, but it kind of annoys me as well when ASM is saying that he's really enjoying working under Bruce. I'm like, you can't be saying this.
He said on the post-match Sky interview, he said, "I love Steve Bruce." Maybe the players like him. Maybe they do. Maybe reports are false. The players are not liking him. Maybe they do, and maybe they do. I know they do buy into what Steve Bruce does, but that's maybe just not showing on the pitch.
How long would you give him? Do you think this rumor of him being given, what was it, has to earn 6 points in the next 4 games to be true? Would he be gone?
I don't think he'll be under pressure unless mid-February you're in the relegation zone. If you're in the relegation zone after 1 month, so let's say mid-February, after the January window, I think he might go, either sacked or maybe resign, because Bruce has walked out of a tough situation before. I don't think he'll be afraid to do it again.
He's walked from many clubs.
Yes, he has. Many for very different reasons, and I don't particularly agree with the fans, that Newcastle fans, saying that, well, he resigned and he walked away, so that must make him a guy who has no loyalty. Blah 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 blah. Not particularly.
Didn't he walk from Hull for the exact same reason as what happened in this window?
I don't particularly remember why he walked from Hull, to be honest, because I think it was because of the alarms and the ownership at Hull. Because I don't think they liked Steve Bruce. I don't think he liked him back. So, and I don't think it was because of what he did and what Bruce's job intentions were, or what Bruce's abilities were as a coach. I think it was just due to the fact that the ownership at Hull was a bit mad, and was a bit of a basket case, as to say.
He likes going to rival clubs. He's had Sheffield United, he's had Sheffield Wednesday, he's had Sunderland, he's had Newcastle. Is Middlesbrough going to be in the next one?
No.
Be the hat trick. Sunderland, Newcastle, Middlesbrough.
I think he's I think the ownership at Borough, Steve Gibson. I think he would be wise enough to know not to give Bruce the job, because Gibson is a Borough boy. He would never give a job to a person who's not worth it. And well, he gave the job to Jonathan Woodgate, but that didn't work out. Well, he's given the job now to Warnock, who clearly understands what Borough is about. It's a fabulous club, proud club, known for the fags and the smokes, but maybe it's just part of what Borough is, and maybe what Borough aspiring to be. All part of the history. And well, I hope for Borough's sake and hope for Borough fans' sake, because I do know a few Borough fans. Hope for their sake, they do well, because I quite like Borough, to be fair.
The only problem with Neil Warnock, he can't do it in the Premier League. So he can definitely take teams up, but when it comes to playing in the Premier League,
I mean, I could make an exception for him at Cardiff, because Cardiff squad was, if you took Neil Warnock out of it, it was a mid-table Championship squad. We saw what Bielsa did with Leeds. He took a mid-table Championship squad, a stale squad basically from Christensen, and turned them into a mid-table Premier League squad, into competing in the top half. So that's a very good job there. But I think Neil Warnock, he's this type of manager who nobody likes. If you're playing against Neil Warnock team, you don't like him. You hate him for the whole 90 minutes. You hate him. But if you're playing for him, then you love him basically.
Well, yeah, they're not doing the best this season. They're still waiting for their first win as well.
No, they're not. They won against us. Obviously, they did. Of course, they did. The one win. No, 2 wins they've got this season. Borough, one of them against us. Absolutely typical.
And you've got the weekend Fulham, isn't it?
Don't remind me. I mean, good God, if we beat Fulham, if we beat Fulham.
If he got more chance of you beating Fulham. You home or away?
At home, thank God. Actually, not thank God, because we've not won at home since January. I will. If we beat Fulham at home, I will paint this room red, and I might have a few of these appetizers, non-alcoholic. It's fine.
Of course, yep. Just slip a little something else in there.
Shut up. My parents can hear you. What?
Little off
Day
topic.
off tomorrow.
Little off topic. Norwich. They've kept their same manager.
Norwich, yes.
But they have a horrific losing streak in the Premier League. I think it's like 15 defeats.
15 games, 15 straight losses. Yep.
Will he remain manager, or will he be sacked?
I don't think Norwich fans want him to go, because obviously he's got them promoted twice. But the CEO that Norwich have got in Stuart Webber, maybe just maybe, now that he's got Sargent, Rashitska, Lise Melou, Kabak, Angus Gunn, Brandon Williams, Cantwell still there. Maybe he's got good players now. Falker. I don't think there's a Gilmore. I don't think he's got an excuse now. Last time he had an excuse of, well, they didn't give me the money, which is fair enough, because I think they had a plan, because they weren't going to Falker bought into that plan, that they were not going to give him money that season and going to get promoted hopefully that following season, and well, spend the money this season, and they have 50 million odd on players, and it's not started well at all.
5 defeats out of 5. Yep.
Yeah.
Scored
I don't know if
2,
you've. I don't know if you've watched the. I don't know if you watched the Talk Norwich City podcast. If you have, it's a good YouTube channel for Norwich fans. They had an Everton fan on to preview their game against Everton, and the Everton fan said, every time we play Norwich and see Norwich on the fixture list, it's like, Norwich, great team to play against, should win. Good day out in Norfolk. And they will all go for and then the Norwich fans will all go for beers afterwards. It's just like we turn up, we'll beat you. You're too open, you're naive. We'll beat you 2 or 3. Then we'll go out for drinks and we'll relax and we'll enjoy. And it was a bit like that last season. Sorry, not last season. The last time they were in the Premier League, and I sincerely hope for Norwich fans it's not, because I don't want to see TalkSport come on TalkSport and say, well, Norwich is cheating the system. No, Norwich are not cheating the system. Norwich are taking advantage of the system which has been put in place for them, which is parachute payments, blah, 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 whatever. But Norwich, if they want to stay up, I think Norwich need to stick with Farker. I think the likes of Kabak, Norman, Lees-Melou, Rashitska, Sargent, Brandon Williams, Gilmore, I think they all need to just, I think, give it 10 more games. I think give it till, what, 10 November, maybe? Not November. Yeah, December. I think give it till December, mid-December. I think we'll see what Norwich are then. Let's not forget here, Norwich have had Arsenal, Manchester City, Liverpool, Watford. Watford, I know, should be a game that they should win, but it's a team, well, a team where it's not going to be easy to play against, and it's not easy to play against. Who else did they play? Norwich, Liverpool, Man City. Oh, Leicester as well. I mean, Leicester, they're going to be a good side this season. So yeah. I think Norwich fans just need a bit patient, and I think they'll be fine. Maybe they won't stay up. I don't think they will stay up, but maybe.
Out of the three that went up, being or fall from the Championship, which ones impressed you the most?
Oh God, Brentford. Oh my word, I've been so impressed with them. They've been utterly brilliant, and last night they beat Oldham 7-0. They've been, just take a step back with Brentford, yeah. They were in League One a few seasons ago. Now they're now in the Premier League. How far that football club football club has come. I think they should be immensely proud, because it's not easy not having parachute payments like a Watford or a Fulham, and to just go straight up, because you just can't do that. And Brentford, well, they've had to sell their best players every single summer. They've had to sell Konza, Watkins, Mope, Benrahma. I could go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. I could go for a whole hour on who Brentford have sold. Piss off, Chippaz. On who Brentford have sold for massive money. And, well, they sold Benrahma and Watkins for 35 million each. Who did they sign? Ivan Toney for 5 million. And already had Brian Mbeumo there. Got you promoted. It's just the recruitment model at Brentford I love. And, well, it's proving off brilliantly. Fabulous win against Arsenal. Palace away, maybe a bit disappointing not to get the win there. But, again, when Brentford Football Club are going into Crystal Palace away and thinking, oh, we're disappointed not to come out with a win, I think that's shown how far they've come. Villa away draw, that's a decent point. A very, very gnarly defeat at home to Brighton, which is very disappointing. And then a great win at Wolves, and now they're in the top half. They've been fabulous. I'm sure Brentford will be absolutely fine in the middle of the league, being the absolute nobody. Not my guy. Hashtag not my guy.
Not my guy.
In the middle of the league. They were like 11th or 12th. I don't think they'll be in the bottom half. I don't think they'll be in the bottom half towards like a real bottom half. They'll be in the middle, not competing for Europe, maybe. Just right in the middle of the league.
Considering they've won the same amount as Watford, but they've also drawn, which gives them 8 points. What is it? Yeah, 2 wins, 2 draws, 1 defeat.
But what
they're doing really good.
Yeah, Brentford. I'm very impressed with them. Yeah, completely.
But will it be a case of what we said earlier? The first season being a blinder and the second season curse being. We're currently seeing that with Leeds.
But what I'd say to that for Brentford is, look at how steadily they've progressed over the years. They finished top of League One, I think, and then in the playoffs straight away, and then they dropped off a bit. But then again, they've slowly built up. Now they finished third, then they finished third again, then lost in the playoff semi-final, then won the playoffs. Now in the Premier League, I think now this could be the year that Brentford finish mid-table in the Premier League. I know, not too far away from relegation, but not too far away from being a middle of the league and just being comfortable. And I think Brentford could do very well, and I think they will do very well, to be honest, because I think they're a very good team. And at the moment, Brentford, well, they're not only proving me wrong, they're proving many people wrong in terms of, I thought they'd be the weakest of the 3 promoted teams.
Oh, I had them finishing like 17th. I think they definitely stay up. Watford, I had rock bottom. No, I had Norwich bottom, and then Watford finishing 19th. But
right, that's interesting, because I'd have had Brentford to be relegated, and I would have had probably Norwich to stay up.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe.
I definitely don't see Norwich staying up. I think they're going straight back down.
I think Norwich. They're gonna be relegated. Unfortunately, I think. Chippaz, that's a very naughty word. You want to think about your words, mates. Hide in the corner. Go in the corner. Face the wall. Think about your words.
Oh God. So yeah, Norwich. I reckon I'll definitely go back down. Watford, Brentford have surprised me. I didn't think they would kick off that well. Brentford, yeah, okay. I think they were going to start pretty well. Watford have surprised me the most, I think.
Fair enough.
Again, going by that head to head, I'm not looking forward to the game. It's
no school tomorrow, mate. No school tomorrow.
No, he's got no school tomorrow. Let's bring that up again quickly. Where was it?
Can I give you a stat about Bristol City?
Go for it.
We've scored 6 goals in our last 14 league games at home.
6 goals in your last 14.
Allow me until I grab a bucket. Oh, there we go.
Jesus. 6 goals in your last 16.
6 goals. Nice.
How much have you conceded? A lot. More than double figures.
Let's have a look at home. 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1 sec. 1, 2, 3. So 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 16, 19, 20, 21, 22 league goals in 14 games at home.
So how do you rate your chances?
Of what? Promotion? None.
I'm getting something against Fulham.
Oh, right. I think there's a mentality there which we can win, but no, I'm sorry, we're not winning against Fulham. They're a very, very good side. They're gonna roll us. They're gonna roll us over probably. I'm gonna go for a Fulham win, but we actually do have a good record against Fulham away from home. But if we can translate that into home, we could maybe win. Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe. Are you losing faith in old Pearson now?
No. I mean, it's Fulham. It's Fulham at home. I'll judge him when we play Peterborough away or Blackpool away, or I don't know, one of the teams in the bottom half just going to be competing there. Derby, Forest, and I'm not going to judge him against Fulham at home. That would just be completely unfair.
Again, it's that goddamn stat. 10 games played, or the last 10 games against Watford produced 1 win and 2 draws, 7 defeats.
10.
Last time we beat them in the league was the 3rd of November 2018. 2018 was the last time we signed a centre back. And the last time we beat them again was back in the 09-10 season when we were in the Championship. Oh, God. Take away the FA Cup matches. We've lost, what, 5? 5 league games in 8. Yeah, 5 league games in 8 games. Oh, that just doesn't look good.
No.
Does not
so,
look
Jason,
good.
I've got to go now, mate.
Yeah, no worries.
It's been fabulous. Thank you so much for having me on.
No worries. Yeah, links down
great.
below to go sub and follow Hanny. He's a Bristol City fan, knows his Championship, knows his skills. So make sure you give him a follow.
Cheers, guys. See you all later.
No worries.
Bye, Jason.
See you later. See ya. So yeah, there you go. 10 league games. Well, not 10 league. 8 league games. 2 FA Cups in our last 10 matches against Watford. We have suffered 7 defeats, 1 win and 2 draws. On paper, it does not look good at all. Guys, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? The last time we actually got wins against them was back in the Championship. Apart from that 1 victory we got in the Premier League back in 2018. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good on paper. Again, if you want to see my lineup, here it is one more time. I've gone for Steve Bruce's famous 5 at the back which I don't want to use, but I'm picking this team based on him going to use that. We're going with Cardalo in goal. We're going with Matt Ritchie on the left. I would like to see Jamal Lewis play, but Bruce isn't going to play him. So Ritchie will be on the left. Three centre-backs will be Dummett, Lascelles and Fernandez. Most likely Bruce will put in Emil Kraft or Emil Kraft and Isaac Hayden probably will both be in the centre-backs. On the right, he might go for Jacob Murphy, but I don't see why Manquillo should be dropped. I think he's done well. He scored against Man United. He done pretty well against Leeds. But he had to come off because he had a little knock. But if it isn't too bad, play him. Simply play him. My midfield three would be Fraser, Willock, and Hayden. If Willock isn't fit, I know he was wearing that protective boot, but what did come out that he was only wearing it just to slightly protect a slight knock, so that he may well play. But if Willock isn't playing, I'd put Miggy there, maybe. Or I'll keep Miggy on the bench and bring him on around about the hour mark for one of the top two, just to give a bit more pace and whatever else. But yeah, that would be my midfield three. I want to see Fraser start. Ryan Bruce will go for Hendrick. Probably Hendrick, Sean Longstaff, Willock most likely. That's probably going to be Bruce's one. And up top, yes, ASM is more of a winger, but I've gone for ASM and Dwight Gale up top. I think Gale needs to play a game. Joe Linton isn't the answer. Yes, he played well against Leeds, but he keeps hitting the ball at the goalkeeper, and it's not. He doesn't know how to score. He's not scored double figures in his entire career in a single season. Dwight Gale has to start for me. I know many don't really like him, but for me, he has to start. We're going to need someone that can, with that striker's instinct, to be able to think fast and hopefully grab a goal or two. So yeah, that's my starting 11. My prediction, I've gone for a 2-1 Newcastle win, a 1-1 draw, and a 2-0 Watford win. Leaning more towards the 1-1 draw. I feel we're going to get that 1-1 draw. And then our next 4 games, I think after that, are going to be 4 straight defeats. I don't see us I see us getting 1 point in our next 5. That's how bad it is in terms of the fixtures that we've got coming up and the way Bruce has us playing. Gal is better than nothing, to be honest. Exactly. I mean, what else we've got? Gal is our only striker. ASM is a winger. Joe Linton is also a winger. Jacob Murphy is more of a winger. Matt Ritchie is more of a winger. Fraser, maybe more of a winger. Dwight Gale is our only striker. So we have to play a striker to have that striker's instinct to know how to score a goal, or at least he needs to teach Joe Linton how to not fire at the goalkeeper every single time. During we all thought that maybe with Joe Linton's height, aim for the head. Yeah, bad idea. He can't score with his head. He's been here 3 years now, and he scored 1 header, and that was in this season's pre-season. That's the only time he's scored a header. He's not done sod all since. I feel sorry for him, but I just don't like him. He needs to be moved on. If you go to transfer market, your Joelinton is apparently worth around about 15.3 mil. I'd happily take that. I'd happily cut our losses and take that. West Ham cut their losses with Sebastian Haller. So we need to cut our losses and move Joelinton on. Dwight Gale. Until we can get back up for Wilson, I'll play Dwight Gale. Give him till January. Bring in another striker. Loan or permanent, doesn't matter. And then move Gale on. Again, transfer market have valued Gale at around about 3.5 mil. I'll take that. So what? Gale and Joelinton, that's what, 18, 19 mil roughly. It should be enough to bring in a striker. Bring in a striker, bring in a couple of loan signings. It's easily done. It ain't rocket science. He's only worth what some team is willing to pay for him. True. Then there's also his wages. The team's going to be able to pay his wages. I mean, he's a great championship player. He will guarantee you goals in the championship, but he's not as deadly a striker in the Premier League than he is for the championship. Even at 31, he will still grab you 10, 15, 20 plus goals a season. So any championship team that wants him would have to really have a big discussion with him to lower his wages. There needs to be some investment as to how we manage to pay 40 mil for. Yes. I mean, Rafa only valued him for around about half that amount. If that. I mean, we could have signed Rondon for less than half that amount. I think it was, between 16 and 18 mil. We could have signed Rondon for. And think of that other 22, 25 mil that we would have had left over to bring in another player if we spent, if we had that 40 mil to spend. Joelinton has been a horrible purchase. Again, yes, he's had a couple of decent games. He did play well against Leeds. I gave him a rating of 6. He played well. He got into position. He created chances. It's just his finishing that really, really lets him down. That's something that he really needs to work on. But yeah. And he's gone for I think he said 2-1 Newcastle win or 2-0 Newcastle win. He seems confident that Newcastle will pick up their first win. We got Chippaz entering here. Hey.
Hello, you alright?
Not bad, yourself?
Yeah, a bit tired of the day because I have my second job this morning. I went straight to work after it and I just let's wipe the zoot the day.
So what do you think of that lineup? Do you think that's worth a shot?
Well, I don't think he's going to play Dwight Gale, is he?
Well,
wish he would because he's the only striker we've got at the moment. But I think again he's going to play Joelinton, isn't he? Because he loves him, because he thinks he's so good. Well, no, he's not. He's just powder puff, really. But I would have that team over the one that he's going to pick. But now what he's going to pick them, but in reality, it's not going to be that.
Well, yeah, you can definitely see that. I mean, we're not going to have Dummett. We're not going to have. He'll definitely play Lascelles, but I think Fernandez and Dummett will be replaced with Hayden and Kraft, no doubt.
What are the fucking Kraft? He's just useless. I mean, our team just Watford must just laugh and think we're gonna pay Stews.
Well, what was it? Let's drop that and show you that. That's our head-to-head against Watford.
Not many wins, is it?
Nope. Our last major win was back in the 09-010 season, championship season under Chris Hughton. Since then, we've played Watford 10 times.
One win in 10.
1 win in 10. 7 defeats. 2 of those being FA Cup matches.
So you know what's going to happen on Saturday, don't you? if you're a bookmaker and got the smart money, then you know what you need to be doing.
That puts my 1-1 draw, and I think, I think I'm going to go more for a loss now after seeing that. There's so many L's there.
It shows that we've got literally next to no chance of winning on Saturday.
Well, we have no chance. We're up against Saar. He's going to tear us a new one.
Anyone that can run will tear us a new one. I mean, I'm overweight, but I could probably still tear our defence a new one because it's that bad. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like, I've got, like I said on Saturday, I've got no confidence in all of us getting, a result down there on Saturday. I kind of, literally, if we get a win, it's going to be by a Steve Bruce fluke, like how he flukes his other wins. It's not going to be because we've played well or anything like that. It's just going to be a case of 1 shot, 1 goal, or 2 shots, 2 goals, and they batter us, and we just somehow hold on. It's that grim.
It's definitely going to be a fluke.
It's as grim as, have you seen Steve Bruce on FIFA 22? What he looks like? He looks like something off goal now. It's ridiculous. Like, have you not seen it?
His nose is even more busted than anything.
It looks like he's lost some weight, and Ali looks skinny on there.
You've seen his 99 pace on that? What's been going around on Twitter lately?
He's what?
He's 99 pace on FIFA. Oh. You see, like Miggy's celebrating, and Bruce is beating everyone over to him. Wow.
I find it strange to think that he's actually with the players, because I'm just watching it now on Twitter. I've just typed it on the search bar. It's the closest he's ever been to the team. I mean, I'm just creasing, mate. The way he runs on, he just comes out in the UN. He's like, yeah, let's get in there. It's really the opposite of what Steve Bruce would do as a manager for us. It's just, that's him running off the pitch at full time when we've got beat down the tunnel. Or it's him running to Greg's for his pasty or his pie or whatever.
Would not surprise me. Would not surprise me one bit.
Apparently, someone said St. Maximum pace 91, Steve Bruce 99. But like he looks like dead thin on this game when he's just a wheel. I don't know how they've created him like that, but the way he's playing there, if he's got that much pace, he should be our striker at the minute.
It's just laughable.
I can't wait for him to speak tomorrow.
Oh, I'm dreading that. I'm absolutely dreading it. Just what's his name? Lee Ryder actually be able to ask a question this time, because he didn't ask a question last time after he got called out for doing the whole holiday thing.
He'll just pull a face going.
Yeah, that's always the case.
Lee Ryder from the Chronicle. I can't recall that answer. That's all he'll do.
He should get called out for that as well.
Well, I would. If someone pulled a face like that, I'll be saying, but I'll be saying something. I'll be saying, don't pull your faces at me, Sunshine. I'm asking you the question, so you're going to answer it. That's what I'm being to do.
God.
But then you just go, and shut them all down like you always do.
It does make you wonder what questions are actually being asked, because you only hear half of the question.
It's not the right ones.
Oh yeah, it's
You
not the
never
ones
hear
that
him-
we actually want to hear.
You never hear him asking, why don't you change formation? Why don't you play Dwight Gale? Why you keep persisting with Joe Linton as a striker when he isn't one? Why are you playing St. Maximin as a striker when he isn't one? Why do you keep playing 5 at the back? Why do you not play Jamal Lewis? Why do you randomly have Mankiw out the side and you just think, oh, I'll bring him back in? Well, and now obviously Dubravka's coming back. He's going to have 4 goalkeepers all fit. So someone's going to be unhappy.
But interesting fact though is ASM has been more of an improved player in his striker role than he has in his winger role. ASM has been directly involved in 3 goals in his last 3 Premier League games, 2 goals, 1 assist, as many as his previous 9 for the Magpies. This is the first time in his Premier League career he has been involved in 3 goals in consecutive matches. So he's actually been more
Scored,
better.
I think he scored 2 goals in the 5 games as well. So I think he only scored 2 last season, didn't he?
So it is working with him as a striker. So
Yeah.
that's one,
Have you seen?
dare I say, positive from Bruce.
Oh, don't. Have you seen Chef Kikuchi's on trial to be a
Oh
23
my
manager?
God.
He's on trial to have to see if he can be out under 23 manager, because he had such a great illustrious career with for like all of 4 weeks or whatever.
Oh my God. How that guy never got injured every game when he scored, where he used to dive in the air and land on his gut.
Literally, I mean, I think I heard a tremor half the time when he fell out. I mean, he was that big. It was just like boom.
How we got well, what was it? We signed him, but when we could have had an even better player, and they're both like for free. I was like, why did we go for him instead? Oh, Jesus Christ!
Who said was it Chris Hughton when he was here?
No, I think that was a little later than that.
Was it Pardew?
Could have been Pardew. Could have been a Kinnear moment, or maybe.
They were not signing for didn't we have an injury crisis in the Championship and we signed Marlon Harewood and didn't we sign him as well?
Yeah, we only had Edmine and Harold on loan.
Yeah. Because we only had Shola, Amiobi, I think, because the other ones were injured. We only had Shola fit, and I'm pretty sure we signed Harewood and Chef Kikuchi on emergency loans because we had nobody fit.
I would have quite happily kept Marlon Harewood. He started to perform pretty well for us.
Sorry. No, he was only what you call it, yeah, for a couple of months or something, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But the thing is,
he came from Villa, wasn't it?
You knew he was a Championship striker, so unlike now where he would have got signed permanently and be rotting on the bench, like what Dwight Gale's doing.
Exactly, and even after their little bust up with Jones as well.
Oh yeah, 2 seconds. I'm just going to check on Wikipedia about Marlon Harewood. Can I say Wikipedia or will that get you done? Or
it was Pardew that signed him.
Harewood signed in. No, it was Hume because it was 2009. He played 15 games for them. He joined on September 2009. Harewood joined Championship side Newcastle on a 3-month loan deal. So yeah, it was when we what you call it? It was
It was in our league winning season.
It was the league winning season. And Barack Obama signed him. And look at the bloody his stats. Harewood, 2009 was us, and he went to Blackpool. Us and Blackpool the last time he scored more than 4 goals in the season.
Jesus.
The rest after that, he went to Guangzhou, 4 goals. Barnsley, 2 goals. Bristol City, 1 goal. Hartlepool, 6. I went to Nuneaton, scored 10. But I mean,
wow.
at the space of 9 years, he scored He scored only 14 goals in 9 years or something. As a striker. Jesus. That's like Shola Amiobi-esque.
So what do you think about this stat? Newcastle have faced more shots than any other side in the Premier League this season at 93 shots we've had against us.
Again,
We
always...
also have the highest expected goals against in the total of 11.95.
There's no surprise in that at all, the way we set up. We had exactly the same last season where we had the most goals at most attempts at were. Our keeper got to keep player of the season, didn't he? Was it Dubravka? When your keeper gets player of the season, it tells you everything you need to know about what. Obviously, he could do his job, but the fact he's being given player of the season shows that he's been just. It's like shooting practice for opposition teams.
It is shocking. We currently sit in 18th place. Still winless.
Yep.
Still winless. 2 draws. Scored 6. Conceded 13. We have a -7. It's only Norwich that are on -12. But even if they're on -12, they only have to win and they go above us.
Well, I haven't seen Norwich beating us when we play them. I can't see us beating. I don't know where the win's coming from, and that's me. By what we're supposed to do.
The only plus that the only positive that we can take at the moment is Norwich are on a 15-game Premier League losing streak.
Until the
Instead, Steve Bruce.
Yeah. I can't. Like I said, I cannot see us. I don't know where our win's coming from. I really don't. I don't think we'll go win either of these 2 games before the international break. Like,
but our next 5 games, I'm only predicting a draw against Watford and a loss against the others. But after seeing that head-to-head, I'm doubting that draw.
That's why I said 2-0 Watford. Literally, I don't know where this win's coming from. 2 seconds. So, Watford away is 3 o'clock. Wolves away is 3 o'clock. And that's it for 2 weeks. And then we've got Spurs at home. All the joys. Because we're not going to beat them over. That's for on a Sunday.
Unless Joe Linton gets that famous 1-0 win again. He does like scoring against Spurs, though.
Well, he's got to do something, hasn't he, to earn his keep? He doesn't know what else to be on. Really fair. But, yeah, I just literally... If we get beat, to me, it's no surprise. If we win, it's a surprise. That's my mentality now under Bruce.
Oh, God. And then this whole thing with Lee Charlie saying he wants 6 points in the next 4 games.
It's not going to happen.
That ain't happening. And it ain't going to happen, and he ain't going to lose his job.
But it could be 4 games too late, because if he does get rid of him in the next 4 games, we could be 4 or 5 points adrift in the bottom 3. We'll need to end up winning games straight away, and then they'll be against the teams that are so-called Big 6 probably, so we'll not win any of them.
It's not looking good.
Nah. It's just so deflating, man. It really is deflating to think that. Like this has the hallmarks of being Steve McLaren's season where we went down, because it's just smacks of crap. Just smacks of Ashley will get rid of Bruce, but it'll be far too late again. But we won't have a good manager as like standards of Rafa come in and save. We'll have some shade.
I mean, I was so stupid to even believe Charlie when he said that. Well, after Rafa left, I want to bring someone in with the same caliber as Rafa Benitez. In walks Steve fucking Bruce.
If you want to do that, why didn't you just keep him? Because there was no other one available of his caliber. Why didn't you just keep him and then wait until somebody better's available?
Exactly. In walks Steve fucking Bruce. Jesus
Who's
Christ.
got a team bottom half of the championship, who did nothing at Villa, who literally did nothing his whole managerial career, and comparing him to Rafa. Tells you how much he knows about football. Nothing.
He's a millionaire, though. The amount of jobs he's bloody been sacked from and walked away from.
Exactly. That's all he is. That's all he is. He's just a money grabber leech.
He sucks the life out of us. He sucks the passion out of what we used to feel.
Then when you keep saying every time, oh, you can't expect things to be like what they were 20 years ago. No, expect them to be that good again. Just want want a team to be able to be happy to watch. It's not hard.
That's why he comes out and says, what? Things ain't going to change overnight. You've been here for 3 fucking years.
We'll not be going back to what it was like in '96, you know, when we're buying players like Shearer and all that. Nobody's wanting that. Just want to be able to watch a football team without going, oh, this is crap or boring. It's not hard.
It just comes round to match day. It's like, hey, it's match day. Hey.
It's like tomorrow's Friday. People should be like, yeah, it's the weekend. Oh, but Steve Bruce is going to speak.
Weekend starts on Friday with a Bruce interview. Yay!
Oh, our weekend starts at 5 o'clock on Saturday after the Newcastle game because it ruins it when you get beat.
I'm not looking forward to it.
I'm glad I'm at work till 7, so I'm glad I'm not into rant because I can just come on yours and rant on 8 o'clock.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's when the weekend starts.
That's when I can literally, I'll be able to go Gordon Ramsay mode, and then Annie can literally be like, oh, I said you're going to win 2-0. After a 3 or 4-0 defeat, you'll have egg on his face.
He has us winning 2-1.
Oh, 2-1 now. He thinks they're going to score. Like he said 2-0 on Saturday on your show.
2-0, 2-1. Yeah, 2-0. Yeah, no, he said if Newcastle were to win, it would be a 2-1. And if Watford to win, 2-0.
Right. So either way, Watford are scoring on Saturday then.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be SARS the one that's going to be the one to watch.
Unfortunately so. Oh,
God. John's guy, no doubt.
Oh, Ishmael Saw, my guy. I'm shocked I'm shocked because he's done a live stream tonight. Would you be? Oh, you're completely shocked that he's done a live stream tonight.
Shocking that. It's absolutely shocking. I wouldn't surprise me if he goes live again. Wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't watch along.
I'm laughing because he's like, I want a Watford guy to come on, and like a Watford person who would be my guy. And I was like, oh, that's because he speaks to somebody for 5 minutes. He's like, they're my guy. And I'm like, oh, God, John, man.
Jeez.
Absolutely. I kind of feel positive for Saturday at all. I never have done for a while, to be honest. Not positive on games anymore, like I used to be. Now I'm like, case of how much are we going to get beat by, not suppose how much we're going to win by. And
it's horrible saying it every single week, but we just know it's going to happen. We're not going to see any positives at all until he's gone.
I don't know what else people expect me to say.
It's even worse when what was it in the last against Leeds when ASM done his interview on Sky and he says that he loves Steve Bruce.
Anyone who loves Steve Bruce, probably his wife is pretty shocked because, like, I'm sorry, but if you love him, you love sort of feel you're naive and there's something wrong with you. Because that's all Steve Bruce is, a failure. As a manager, he's a failure. He's done, like I say, he's won nothing, done nothing. Oh, he's won 2 playoffs. Ooh. Anyways, I'm going to shoot because I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it quits on that anyway. So, what was your prediction for the weekend?
2-0 Watford.
2-0 Watford.
Right.
I'm saying hopeful for a 1-1 draw, but after seeing it head to head, I'm not. But
Bruce will run on the pitch like he does on FIFA if we get a draw.
I think that'd be quite entertaining in itself to be able to do that. He'd probably have a heart attack.
It's like a world tremor, wouldn't it?
Oh God, I'm not looking forward to it. I'm more looking forward to the live on Saturday.
Yeah, you'll have to get Paul on.
Yeah, we'll have to see if we can get him on again. He came on last week, so see if we can get him on. We'll see if we can get him on. We'll hassle it. We'll hassle him.
You can hassle him. Don't hassle him. Right.
Cool.
I'll catch you on Saturday, mate.
Yeah, catch you later. So there you go, guys. Chippaz, we weren't any. You've seen the head-to-heads. You've seen the predicted lineup. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. 1 win in their last 10 versus Watford. 2 draws. 7 defeats. That says it all. Bruce out. Join me and Chippaz on Saturday at 8 o'clock for our match reaction. Hopefully get a few more guests on there as well. Like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Means a lot. Annie's YouTube and Twitter names are in the description down below as well, so be sure to give him a like and a follow. I'll add Chippaz in there as well after the video. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I will see you Saturday. Bruce out, and I really, really, really hope that he does not play 5 at the back, and I really, really hope that we can get a result on Saturday. It doesn't look like it. Oh, God. Take care, guys. See you Saturday.